By what? 3. So 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 15 5 times. Then you can look at the A and the A. That cancels out. And so then you multiply top times top, numerator times numerator, you get 10. And then you multiply denominator times denominator, and you get B.
Hold on, stop recording.
I'm finished.
You get 10. 5 times 2.
5 times 2 is 10.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to go like this. 5 times
Okay, you can cross cancel, which is cross divide. You're dividing. Once you simplify that, you multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator.
So you ever like do where the arrow's going?
You're dividing that way. Okay? Okay, I want you to do this next one. Okay, let's look at this. Anytime you have division, you have to take the reciprocal of the second one. Now, again, what that means is what's on bottom comes on top, or what's in the denominator comes to the numerator. And what's in the numerator goes to the denominator. Change the division to multiplication. Okay, so that's the first thing that you do. You do it with a second fraction. Okay? Now, really and truly, if you don't want to cross cancel, you don't have to. You can multiply all the top times top and all the bottom times the bottom and simplify it. But you're going to have a mess. It's going to be long. But it works. It's mathematically correct. Okay? Okay, if I look at 18 and 12, they have a common factor of what? 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 goes into 12 2 times. Okay?
You put a 6 in there. Above 18.
I put the 6 because 18 divided by 3 is 6.
I thought it's supposed to be, you divided by 6. 6 goes into 18.
Right. No? Yeah. Okay. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Hush. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Okay. All right. If you want to go ahead and look at the 5 and the 25, they're both divisible by what? 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 5 1 time. Okay, and at that point we're finished with our coefficients, aren't we? You could also look at numerator and denominator. 3/5, that won't, you can't simplify that any, and 1/2. So once you look crossways, if you want to look at numerator and denominator, sometimes those will simplify as well. So if you want to go ahead and multiply your numerator times your numerator with your coefficients, you can. And the denominator times denominator is 10. Okay, that's all we can do with that. We can't simplify that anymore. Okay, now let's look at our variables. You have an a cubed here and an a squared there. That's going to leave us with what?
A.
A. Because if you're dividing, what do you do with your exponents? Subtract them. Okay? So if you're dividing, and that's what you're doing, if it was a cubed written over a squared, you're dividing, you subtract your exponents. So if you're looking crossways, you're still actually dividing, okay? You've got a c squared here, and you've got a c1 here. That's going to give us a what?
C.
A c. Right here. Okay, and then you've got a b squared here and a b1. So that's going to leave us with what?
A B.
A b. Okay, now let's see what we've got left. All of the variables on the top canceled except the AC and then the B on the bottom. Now, you would also need to look and make sure if you got an A here, sometimes there may be an A in this denominator, that would cancel. So once you get your answer, make sure this can't be simplified anymore, because sometimes it can. Raise your hand if you got that one right. Very good. Those are probably the people that did their homework last night, is what I'm thinking.
No.
No? Okay, yes,
Do you always gotta flip the reciprocal thing?
when you're dividing, always,
And then,
always.
You flip it, you got one play.
Sterling?
Wait, how'd you get B over 10? Did you subtract?
If you have a B2 and you have a B1, this goes back to our laws of exponents test several weeks ago. You have to subtract your exponents.
So
And you've
do you
got
always
two on
have
the
to,
bottom, one on the top.
Do you always have to like cross subtract? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, if you've got one here and one up there, that's like having it like that.
Would it be the same if the B was on
Yeah, that's what
anywhere else?
If it was side by side, you couldn't do anything.
What if they're above each other?
Unless they're up. Hey, Sherry. Y'all gonna be asked to leave in just a moment,
Who, me?
both of y'all.
This is my
Okay,
first time people laugh.
stop. I'm trying to talk to them.
Okay. Keep teaching.
You can, when you start trying to simplify, you can go here and here. You can go here and here. Or you can do the numerator and denominator here, or the numerator and denominator there. Okay?
Oh, that's why you saying you can't go help.
Okay, once you simplify that way, that just keeps your answer from being so long and messy. I mean, technically, we could have said 18 times 5, and then A cubed B C squared. And then the denominator was, that could have said 25 times 12, A squared B squared C, and we could have simplified that. But that's gonna be long and messy, and big numbers. I don't like big numbers. If we keep it simple, let's keep it simple. Yes? Okay, one more problem. Okay, now a hint, when you take the reciprocal of the second one, that is the square. I don't know. Square wasn't showing up. Okay, when you take the reciprocal of the second one, I would also take this numerator when it comes to the denominator. That's like the bell ringer this morning. I would put it in the correct order. So you can do two things at one time, can't you? You can put it in the order to factor it
Oh,
at the same time that you take the reciprocal. And now this one may take you a minute because you're gonna have to factor all 4 of those.
I got one
Okay.
more question. Do we take a reciprocal before we start factoring?
Oh, yeah. I would take the reciprocal before I start factoring.
Never go on Monday.
Okay, I need you to, work on your bell ringer while I take roll, please.
We didn't have bell ring yesterday, right?
No, put labs yesterday,
I'm fine now. Thank you.
okay? All right, now, we talked about processing, we did the PowerPoint, well, we took the notes, and I showed you pictures of processing fingerprints different ways. We haven't done it yet, we're going to do it today, but see if you can remember what we talked about by trying to determine what type this is, what type of processing this is, and what type of processing this is. Remember, I told you we were gonna do iodine fuming, superglue fuming, and ninhydrin. So see if you remember which one is which, while I take roll. Iodine fuming, okay, we talked about processing fingerprints. A, which one do you remember? Do you remember which one turned purple?
Ninhydrin.
Ninhydrin, yes,
Oh, it's
good.
hydrin.
Ninhydrin. Ninhydrin. Ninhydrin turns it purple. Okay? Alright, remember which one we put in an enclosed container with crystals?
Iodine.
Iodine, and what kind of crystals are those? Iodine crystals, yes. And lastly, we did this yesterday, super glue fuming. Also, what is the active ingredient in super glue that it's also called?
It's that C word.
C word. Let's say it. We're gonna split up how we're gonna do this lab, okay, because we have the split lunch. I probably should have asked for a non-split lunch, but anyway. And I also want some lotion. Remember, iodine fuming works with the oils in your fingers, so this actually has olive oil, so we might be able to get even better prints. Remember, the weather is cold, so the air is dry, so we're gonna have to put on a little moisture. All right, now before lunch, we are going to get all our fingerprints ready. Then after lunch, we're going to come in here and I'm gonna explain the process, and then we'll actually do the processing. So we're gonna get everything ready before lunch. Okay, now, what do you need to get ready? You need, of course, an apron at your desk. You can put on the back of your chair, an apron, and you need goggles. Okay? I knew. Wait till I'm finished. These are the supplies you're gonna need when you get up your one time. You're gonna need a plate. I want you to put your name on your plate, because we're gonna end up stacking them and drying them and putting them on our lab sheet tomorrow, covering them with packing tape. Okay, so we're not touching them. Alright, so you're going to need a paper plate. I've got 2 containers up here. One says for ninhydrin, it's cardboard. They're cut up index cards. You're gonna need 2 of these, because you're gonna process ninhydrin 2 ways. Alright? Then you are going to need 2 of the others that I have on the iodine. Alright, and this is paper, like if we were trying to get a fingerprint off of a check maybe, it would be more the paper consistency. So we're gonna process iodine in 2 different methods. Okay, well, we're gonna take one step further. So you'll need apron, goggles, a plate, 2 of these, and let's get our forceps now. We'll get our forceps and get your gloves, but do not put them on until after